Sanctuaries of Love, Cultivating Family Spirituality with St. Francis de Sales. In today's fast-paced and fragmented world, it is easy to lose sight of what truly matters. But at the heart of our lives stands the family, our first home, our sacred space, our sanctuary of love and faith. Today, I invite you to reflect with me on how we can cultivate a deep, joyful, and enduring family spirituality with the help of St. Francis de Sales. The first point for reflection: the family, a sacred sanctuary. St. Francis de Sales, known as the gentle saint, believed holiness is not reserved for monks or nuns, but for every Christian, parents, children, spouses, and siblings. Our homes can be holy places. He tells us that a soul can remain pure, loving, and devout in the midst of ordinary life. That includes the noise, messiness, and daily duties of family living. Pope Francis echoes this truth by calling the family a domestic church. It's not just a unit of society, but a spiritual community reflecting the love between Christ and His church. The second point: Salesian principles for family life. So, what does Salesian spirituality look like in the family? Let me share 5 guiding principles. First of all, love is the foundation. Love is not just a feeling, it is an act of the will. It shows up in patience, gentleness, and forgiveness. St. Francis de Sales urges us to practice love in every circumstance, especially in the family where tensions and imperfections are real. Secondly, the power of little virtues. He spoke often of the little virtues such as humility, kindness, patience, thoughtfulness, and so on. A gentle word, a helping hand, a listening ear. These small actions build strong families and shape holy lives. Thirdly, joy and optimism. Salesian homes are joyful homes. Joy doesn't mean the absence of suffering. It means choosing hope and gratitude even amid challenges. Humor, laughter, and shared celebrations bring light into the home. Fourthly, living the present moment. Be present, be attentive. Don't let distractions steal the beauty of now. St. Francis de Sales taught that each moment holds God's grace. Put down the phone, look your children in the eye, share stories over meals. Fifthly, humility and simplicity. Humility makes us teachable. Simplicity helps us focus on what matters, our love for God and for one another. A humble heart listens. A simple life clears space for grace. The third point for our reflection today is practices to nurture family spirituality. These principles must become habits. Let's explore a few practical ways to weave spirituality into our homes. First of all, prayer as the heartbeat. Prayer unites us. It brings God into our daily rhythm. Some ideas include a family rosary once a day, reading scripture aloud together, saying grace at meals, bedtime prayers with children, short, heartfelt prayers throughout the day. Secondly, frequent the sacraments. The Eucharist strengthens us. Reconciliation heals us. Make Sunday Mass a joyful, non-negotiable habit. Let your children see your reverence. Encourage family confession days. Thirdly, create sacred spaces. Even a small corner with a Bible and a candle can remind us of God's presence. Let that space draw your family toward prayer and quiet reflection. Fourthly, faith in daily life. Make faith visible. Thank God before meals. Celebrate saints' feast days. Talk about your faith over dinner. Play Christian music. Watch faith based movies. Fifthly, acts of charity and hospitality. Open your home to others. Involve your children in acts of service, like visiting the sick, sharing with the poor, or helping neighbors. Teach them that love is active and generous. Sixthly, read and reflect together. Choose spiritual books or saints' lives, especially writings of St. Francis de Sales. Let their example shape your family's way of living and loving. Seventh, parents be spiritual leaders. Children learn faith by watching us. Be gentle guides. Speak of God often. Model honesty, forgiveness, and love. Let your children see that holiness is real and possible. The fourth point for our reflection today is facing family challenges with faith. Let's be honest. Family life is beautiful but also messy. We all face challenges. First of all, busyness and distractions. There's never enough time, but we must choose what matters. Make room for silence, prayer, and conversation. Set limits on technology. Be intentional with your time. Secondly, conflicts and imperfections. Every family has tension. Every heart gets wounded, but love forgives. Talk things out. Be quick to say, I am sorry. As St. Francis de Sales reminds us, have patience with everyone, but especially with yourself. Thirdly, hardships and suffering. Loss, sickness, or struggles can shake us, but these moments also bind us together and invite us to deeper faith. Hold each other close. Pray through the storms. Fourthly, embrace imperfection. There's no such thing as a perfect family. What matters is growth, love, and grace. Celebrate the effort, not just the result. Encourage one another along the way. Fifthly, stay connected to the church. No family is an island. Lean on the wider church, your parish, prayer groups, and fellow believers. Together we grow stronger. To conclude, what do we leave behind? Not wealth or fame, but love. A legacy of faith passed from parent to child. A home where God is loved and each person is cherished. St. Francis de Sales calls us to holiness, not in far off monasteries, but in our homes, at our dinner tables, through laundry, homework, laughter, and bedtime prayers. Let us respond to that call with joy. Let us make our families sanctuaries of love, where faith is lived, where each soul finds its way to God, and where every moment echoes the simple prayer of St. Francis de Sales, Live Jesus.